The purpose of this podcast is to educate and inform. It is no substitute for professional care by your doctor or your qualified healthcare professional. Never disregard or delay professional medical advice because of something you've heard on this podcast or in any linked material. Guests who speak on this podcast express their own opinions, experience, and conclusions. Dr. Shirley neither endorses nor opposes any particular opinion discussed on this podcast. The views expressed on this podcast have no relation to those of any academic, hospital, practice, institution, or other entity with which Dr. Shirley may be affiliated.
Welcome to Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty. This podcast is curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD, as the definitive source of holistic wellness through beauty.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Shirley. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Fab, a segment of the Forever Fab podcast where I review products, services, experiences, and frankly, whatever, in 15 minutes or less. If the full-length podcast is a couture dress, for example, then 15 Minutes of Fab is like a button-down French cuff white shirt paired with leather leggings. If you don't have time to tune into the full-length podcast, then check out 15 Minutes of Fab, just a small dose. Some have considered it truth and beauty or plastic surgery secrets or as a nerdy or academic take on wellness and beauty with a dash of fashion. Consider it what you may. My aim is to engage you as a credible and authoritative voice in most, if not all aspects of beauty and wellness with a dash of fashion. That includes products, wellness services, technologies, innovations, new scientific research, and plastic surgery. As the founder of Holistic Plastic Surgery, my approach to beauty is through a lens of wellness that's grounded in science, backed by medical study and research, strengthened by my clinical experience, and bolstered by my surgical training with the use of principles and techniques of plastic surgery. And then there's my love of fashion. Of course, I feel uniquely qualified to talk with you about beauty, wellness, aesthetics, and plastic surgery, as well as products and services within those spaces, not only because of my extensive, and may I add, expensive training and expansive background, but also because I'm one of you. Many of the human issues around aging and being a fierce fab person, as well as an agent for positive change, I live these too, and I try. You're not alone. So together we can help the world become a more beautiful, forever fab place. So if you'll have me and give me at least 15 minutes of your time, let's get at it. In this new year, I've decided that it will be one of expansion and discovery. So I'll explore all sorts of topics, near and possibly far-fetched, while still focusing on the topics that make the Forever Fab podcast, well, fabulous, namely fashion, the art of living well or wellness, and beauty. As part of my philosophy of holistic plastic surgery, which I created well over probably now 15 years ago, where I believe that beauty emanates from within, wellness plays an integral role in my practice. And this goes for many aspects of life that help you to live in grace and beauty, including nutrition, exercise, products, services, technologies, mind, body, spirit, and science. This episode of 15 Minutes of Fab is dedicated to abundance. And the title of this week's episode is Summer Essentials from Head to Toe. With the change of seasons, your skin and hair care routine should probably change as well to adjust to the warmer weather. In this 15 Minutes of Fab episode on the Forever Fab podcast, I'll provide some fab tips that will help you to glow naturally inside and out, just in time for summer. Now, summer is traditionally associated with celebration or celebration of the harvest. In summer, climatic changes help to transition from one phase of our lives to another. So you can embrace the change of seasons as a time to enhance how you live, and also you can use it as a time to improve your life. In warmer days with longer sun exposure to the sun's energy, at least from a spiritual perspective, and I quote seasonsofchange.com, Focus your attention on allowing what is new in your life to ripen in its own time, savoring your success, celebrating, and playing. End quote. From a more practical beauty point of view, here are some fab tips to help you glow while you celebrate the abundance in your life. For your hair, in summer, the sun may weaken hair by damaging its protein bonds. Did you know that? So you should use hair-specific sunscreen or product-free protection, such as scarves, headbands, or head wraps. I'm a huge fan of turbans, by the way. Also, a healthy scalp leads to healthy hair. So rinse your hair as soon as possible after swimming and then apply a deep conditioning treatment once or twice weekly, preferably one that helps the hair to retain moisture and one that prevents dryness. For your facial skin, with warmer temperatures and higher humidity, switch your facial moisturizer from a cream or a balm to a lighter lotion or gel. To avoid any heavy feeling of putting too much stuff on your face, consider using a 2-in-1 sunscreen and moisturizer, or mix your sunscreen with your moisturizer, which is what I do. Now, preferences may vary on this, and some people believe that there's a certain way to put on moisturizer, then sunscreen, whatever. But ideally, sunscreen should be the final top layer of the product applied to your face. Also, oily skin is not necessarily well-hydrated skin. So a classic Fab 5 tip is to stay hydrated internally by drinking 1.5 to 2 liters of pure water daily. So at least 6 to 8 glasses of pure water daily. And if you are so inclined to take your skin's hydration to the next level, ask your skincare specialist about Vitaglow Multivitamin and Topical Skin Infusion. That contains super hydrating hyaluronic acid. It's a good one. For your neck and chest, these parts of the body are often forgotten in the daily skin routine. So consider extending the application of your facial moisturizer and sunscreen onto your neck and skin. Next level care may involve managing wrinkles in your décolletage with neuromuscular injectables such as Botox, Xeomin, or Dysport injections. For your hands, believe it or not, colds and flus can be year-round. Reduce the chances of viral spread of illness by using good hand hygiene and washing your hands as often as needed. After hand washing, apply a moisturizer and with sunscreen if you work outdoors. This keeps your hands soft and less prone to aging sunspots. Moisturizing your hands also keeps them from drying out and cracking. Next level care for your hands involves treating veiny hands or hands with deep wrinkles by using injectable fillers to plump up the volume. For your torso or main trunk of your body, one of the best ways to complement a bikini-ready body is to have a toned belly or toned abdomen. And what is the primary way to achieve this? Well, by eating well, actually. And the second way to complement the desired body contour of your choice is exercise. I know. And these are the hard and not so fast rules, folks. I mean, eating well, exercising, it just takes time, and the results will take time. Of course, these days, you can get help with an entire host of meds, but that's a topic that's suited for a totally separate episode of this podcast on its own. Another way to assist a sustainable weight loss is to support your metabolism, in part by increasing your intake of whole plant-based foods such as green leafy vegetables for their fiber and protein, and vibrantly colored fruit for their vitamins and antioxidants. Don't know what to eat? I get it. I'm there. I've been there. I think I'm still there. If it is within your means, it may be helpful to consult with a nutritionist, even if only to get you started on a healthy plan, and then you can take it over yourself. You know my beliefs and my philosophy. I repeat them all the time on this podcast. Beauty maintained with a more holistic approach from the inside out is not only captivating, but it's wholesome, sustainable, and long-lasting. So next level stuff, for those of you who choose to invest in aesthetic procedures and plastic surgery, know that a healthy body responds better to the needle and the knife. And I will go so far as to add that a well body typically recovers better from procedures. Recovery collectively integrates mindset, nutrition, hydration, a well body, a well functioning body, effective pain management, of course, and a sound body for optimal healing. So the whole inside out thing is not woot woot, folks. It's for real. Okay, for your thighs. Boy, if cellulite is an issue, recognize that this is the result of a number of factors: internal factors, external factors, environmental factors. It's daunting. Some of those factors include stress, excess fat, variegated fat distribution, like it's in some layers but not other layers. They poke through some, fibers but not through others. And even there can be cellulite in the absence of excess fat. Other factors include reduced skin elasticity, decreased lymphatic circulation, and others. To help manage cellulite in time for that summer body, it's helpful to begin these treatments at least 6 to 8 weeks and sometimes even several months in advance. There are a number of therapies that may be undertaken together as a part of a complete protocol to help produce the desired result. But understand that completely eliminating cellulite may not be easy. Ask your plastic surgeon or body contour specialist which modality could help you and your specific stage of cellulite. Now, for the skin of your body. Touchably soft skin is appealing in any season. Skin is your best, quote, accessory, but it really is a vitally important organ. It has several functions, so treat it well. Exfoliate the skin of your body in the shower with a loofah at least once weekly, and then follow up with a daily body moisturizer that contains rich emollients for added smoothness, or alpha hydroxy acids for sloughing, and further exfoliation of non-viable skin cells. This will help your skin to glow. For your feet, did you know that formaldehyde and other chemicals in nail polishes may dry out and discolor your nails? It's true. Allow your nails to breathe from time to time by getting a bare pedicure, meaning no polish. Also, opt for toxin-free or 5-free polishes, and those are the ones without formaldehyde, toluene, dibutyl phthalate or DBP, formaldehyde resin, and camphor. Did you also know that wearing flip-flops potentially exposes your feet to more elements and trauma? Oh boy, I learned this the hard way. One summer day long ago, I wore flip-flops to run a few errands in New York City. By the time I got back home, the soles of my feet were the color of tar. Yeah, the same color that the New York City streets are paved with. It took me at least 3 days of cleaning and scrubbing and trying so many different things to try to remove that tar discoloration. It was drama. So now I only wear flip-flops at the beach, not in the city and not even in the country for that matter, only at the beach. You can prevent cracked heels, which may pose a risk for infections, by keeping your feet clean and moisturized. I'm a huge fan of medical pedicures and moisturizing my feet immediately, daily, after I shower. So ultimately, whether it's summer, spring, fall, or winter, your body is a temple. Honor it so that it may help you to live your most beautiful life. This concludes this episode of 15 Minutes of Fab on the Forever Fab podcast. As always, stay beautiful and forever fabulous, inside and out. Thank you for listening to this week's Forever Fab podcast episode of 15 Minutes of Fab. Until next time, live well, prosper, and stay beautiful, inside and out, and stay forever fab. If you like this episode of 15 Minutes of Fab on the Forever Fab podcast, please share it and subscribe to the feed. Did you learn anything new? Review this episode by writing just one word to describe the value you got from listening today, and give this episode a 5-star rating. In case you missed it, listen to this episode, past episodes, or check out who's coming up next on foreverfabpodcast.com. If you enjoy listening to the Forever Fab podcast, get more audio and more visuals with a membership through Patreon. Choose the gold, platinum, or diamond tier for premium added content, special co-hosts, lifestyle videos, branded merchandise, and more by visiting patreon.com/foreverfab. And if you are a founder of or represent a beauty or wellness brand and you want to be featured on an episode of Forever Fab podcast segment of 15 Minutes of Fab, send me some stuff. Visit foreverfabpodcast.com and fill out the contact form. For general holistic beauty tips or to get set up an appointment with me to discuss your personalized options for leveling up your beauty, go to elementsandgraces.com and sign up for my newsletter. And for an online e-consultation on time, anytime, and on your time, visit clicklift.com for your wellness, plastic surgery, and beauty questions on the go. And it's time for the elevated house call, wouldn't you say? Jet Set Beauty RX offers beauty on-call services near your home or other domicile, delivering beauty in the privacy of a medically equipped, state-of-the-art mobile aesthetics unit. Reserve at jetsetbeautyrx.com. That's all for now. Thank you for sharing the love. Goodbye, gorgeous.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty, curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD. Live beautifully and help make the world a more beautiful place.